Happy Tuesday, everybody. Tuesday, May the 11th, 2021. I hope everyone's doing well. I say it every time. I really do hope that everybody's doing well. It's a weird time in the world and it's just everyone kind of goes without saying right now. But May 11th, western part of our country, going into a little bit tighter restrictions. Nothing that prevents us from running the business, but still, there's that kind of environmental weight that is happening out there. What's going on, SJ? Good to see you. And Ontario looks like they're going to extend the stay at home by another couple weeks, which again allows us to operate the business, but definitely puts some different environmental weight to it. So again, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's making their way through. The business is moving as a whole with a really, really strong momentum, which means that individually everybody's moving a strong momentum. That does not mean that everybody's having an easy time, though. So keep that in mind as you go through. Lots of people that are putting up results, but that does not happen without challenge as well. And this week's theme is talking about follow-ups. So, follow-ups is like that. It's the secret sauce. Like, it's funny when someone asks me, typically, how do you book more work? To me, it's usually about doing better follow-ups. So in this business, it's typically not about getting leads. And yes, leads at different times of the year, and again, based on different environmental weights, are easier to get than others at different places. But with all that said, it's typically not an issue of getting leads. And if you aren't getting as many leads, follow-up becomes that much more important. When I think about the best sellers, let's say in our business, if you throw in like a 70% SR, which is crazy good, you're still probably only booking 3 or 4 out of 10 estimates on the spot. So let's say it's even 4. Let's give the benefit of the doubt on the high side. If it's 4, that means more than half the estimates someone's doing are not booking on the spot, which means they require follow-up. So follow-up is so important. It's usually about a 10% SR swing is how I would say it at the very least. So there's lots of ways that you can get follow-up done, and follow-up's a pain in the ass because it's a lot of extra admin. It's some extra time and energy that needs to go into something. So, with that said, the follow-up ways that you can do that is it's in the newsletter, but at the end of the setup of every job. So part of the setup of every job, make 10 phone calls. It's super simple to think about it that way. And you go, hey, if you're doing 4 jobs a day, that's 40 calls a day times 5 days a week. If you only produce Monday to Friday, let's say, market on the weekends, but that's still 200 extra phone calls a week. I mean, that's a ton. Right, you can call through your PC list, your unlanded PC list, plus your unlanded estimates. You can get through almost all of that every single week, which would be amazing. If you use some of the space between jobs to continue to do more follow-up, and then even just adding in other people, right? Whatever you need to do to keep doing that follow-up. But I think like going out and finding people is also a way of doing follow-up, right? If you haven't booked a PC, if you haven't booked a previous customer yet, that person is a window cleaning customer, right? When I say that, if you haven't booked them, especially because you haven't got a hold of them, feel free to go follow up in person. It's a huge way to do that. If you get a hold of somebody, believe it or not, it will strongly increase your ability to book the job. And that's one of the biggest problems with follow-up, is getting a hold of people. So I think that creates a bit of a mental grind with it, right? Like, I got to go put in this time and energy, and I don't know, like, I'm probably only going to get a hold, like maybe 15% of people are going to answer the phone. So it's this extra thing. However, it is like that, like, massive variable in an SR. It is that massive variable in sales is following up, and you never know when you're going to catch somebody or catch somebody at the right time or like all that other stuff. So you got to keep on it until you're getting an answer from everybody. That's really what you want, is a definitive answer from everybody, whether it's calling people, whether it's putting together a previous customer letter, whether it's going and knocking on their door, whatever it happens to be. You're just trying to get an answer, and if you can be relentless on that follow-up, you are going to book significantly more work this year, and that goes outside of College Pro as well. So keep that in mind as you go through. Headlines, so the things that you got to keep in mind this week: boot camp closing ceremonies for out west. Again, I've said it a whole bunch, but that's Wednesday night, so tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. And for Ontario, who are in their second week of boot camp right now, that's next week. So next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be running our closing ceremonies and our draw prizes for all the individuals and everybody else is out there. 4S, please keep that in mind. Make sure you add all your crew members. Just put a screen recording of this. You can it can be found in your email from Clarissa. So 4Safe, which is known as 4S, you want to keep that. You want to get that done as fast as you possibly can. Power washing and training certifications. So again, if you're going to be doing power washing, you got to be certified in that. Same thing with sealing. I think, that's going to carry you through July and August. If I was running a franchise right now, I'd probably have half my goal. I shouldn't say that, but half my goal might even be in power washing. So keeping that in mind, but you got to do it right. One mistake could wipe out your profit from the year, which is brutal, especially if you don't go through the certifications, which would put you in a position where you're not part of liability insurance, which is a big problem for you. So make sure you have that. Everything's out. The in-person stuff for the end of May is all out, unless you're in the West, and that's more middle of May. So Kev's going to be running that with you guys. So, and then summer swag pre-orders. Clarissa updated the gear store. Some of the tanks look awesome. So keep that in mind. You can go in, you can pre-order it, and get everything you need for summer. So lots of updates this week. Tech updates, client tether. It's a really big one right now. So how to stop these produced jobs from moving into needs rescheduling. You need to go through and clear out any of the upcoming actions before moving it to a job completed. So otherwise it's going to hold in that action. It's going to hold that the event plan. So basically you need to go in, clear everything out, and then move it over to paid, and it's going to be clean and done properly. There is a spot here for booked for next season. One of the biggest opportunities we have right now is to book our customers for the next time. Like, you should not be leaving a job without booking the next time you're going to be there. Whether that's going to be in the fall, whether it's going to be the fall and the spring, you want to be booking that work where you want to go. SJ app, I just see your question there. Update on the app, pretty close actually in general, probably a couple weeks. The plan is to be right before the long weekend. I don't want to say that is set in stone, but that's the plan right now. So the estimator is being worked on in it to make sure it's accurate and being tested, and then from there we can start to release it. But I don't want to release it and create more problems. So I think there's a lot of these client tether pieces that we got to clean up. And then because the app is connected to client tether, if they don't get cleaned up, it's just going to multiply all the issues, which is where we're at with that one. So good question, SJ. Thanks. Again, pre-booked for next season. That's a huge one. And then client tether 2.0, that what you need to know for production is live. Talks about your financial, talks about everything you need to know for production and how to move that. Please go in and take it. He'll take you 15 minutes. It's going to save you so many headaches. If you can go in and just see some of that courses, it's in the e-learning platform. Go in and take a look at that. You will learn a ton of things that, as I said, is going to save you a ton of headaches. Our K clubs, I'm going to kick those off here today. We're retiring that 15K club. Again, in all reality, it is the middle of May. And I know some people booked 15 grand last week. That does not need to be the standard operating procedure. However, it is time to go. So we are retiring that 15K club. So we're going to start off with the 20K club. And it kicks off with Mr. Aiden Scott, Max Kolnick, Samto, Carissa, Will Keever, Amrit, Chase Buchanan, Allison Blaine, Callum Martin, Sukman, Christoph, Elias, Braden Hudson, McLeod Wilson, Juan I, Peter Dirksen, Ryan McNally, Joy Higgins, Pierce Baker, Connor Kozak, Slada, Nashua, Sergio, Cole Glover, Simone Flynn, John Douglas, Nathan Egan, Martin, Soroka, Adam Mikowski. So that's your 20K club. The 25K club, SJ, kick it off with you. Though I think you might be ahead of that. So you might have some stuff that needs rescheduling. But SJ, congrats on your progress. Lachlan, Daniel Clapper, Matt Scott, Nigel Nielsen, John Beaton, Liam Duff, Vanessa Douglas, and Jeremy Dibbe. Congratulations, everybody. 30K club. Megan Moore, Juan Barrera, George Larmon, Aiden Clark, Brandon White, Braden Fleury, Wes McDonald, Noah Sloan, Sam Taylor, and Alex Orr. Good job. 35K club, Noah Asbridge, Talia Leger, Daniel Batoon, Connor Evans, Tarek Bouri, Jitesh, and Will Hall. So there you go. SJ, I can see it. 35K club for you. 40K club, Io, Adam Debat, Oleg, Austin Udy, Braden Fleury, Muzz, and Lucas Timson in that 40K club. 45K club, Brenner Murray, Cole Olford, Emily Nadeau, and Amy Nugent. Congrats. 50K club, Zach Irvine, Micah Van Stone. 55K club, Ruben Smith, Henry Bourdain, and Colin Harrell. 60K Club, Himanish and Jamie Schultz. The 65K Club, Matt Tkach and Ben Seeley. The 85K Club, we're going to skip ahead to Erica McAllister, the 90K Club. Big clubs up here. Joel Warner and Emma Seed-Binney, the 95K Club. David DiFrancesco Marino. And it's going to skip ahead a few clubs, actually. Say 100K Club, but that'd be a lie. Alex Horner, you're in the 130K Club. 140K Club leading the way. Mr. Keen Davachi. Congrats, everybody. So, Rookie of the Week nominations. There's some big ones out here this week, but Amy, you booked almost 11 grand last week. Congrats. 65, almost seven grand without cold calling. Flyering works. It's working for you. It's awesome to see that. Congratulations on jumping in on something and giving it a run. Lily, $3,900 booked an external. Leaned into that CP fam, moved the business forward last week. Really great job there, Lily. Congrats on the nomination. Aiden Clark, $6,300 in external. Took advantage of the opportunity at boot camp. Great job, Aiden. Andrew Hanaka, $5,000 in PCs plus intensity training plus hired your team. Killer first week, man. Great job. And Elias Jensen, $6,500 booked in externals over again. Another killer week last week, Elias. Great job. So those are your Rookie of the Week's nominations. The Entrepreneur of the Week nominations kicks off with Cody Bereza. 11,460 booked, including 8,920 in external, almost $9,000 in external, taking advantage of boot camp, leveraging relationships, and working through that cohort. Great job there, Cody. Daniel Batoon, $8,600 in PCs, despite starting production last week. So kept marketing top of mind, just pounding through that. Great job, Daniel. Braden Fleury, $8,500 booked, all in PCs. Built a machine of a team that can keep together while you keep it together as you start production. Great job, Braden. Alex Sauer, $7,100 booked in external. Great job. Great follow-up week to another big week prior to that. Henry Bourdain, $7,500 in external. And breaking into that 55K Club. I know you got some big goals this year. And Emma Seed-Binney, $9,000 booked. And a strong leader in that boot camp. Awesome job there last week, Emma. Great to see it. Great to see it. So the winners of this week are... The Rookie of the Week goes to Amy. Amy, awesome job last week. Again, almost 11 grand booked, 7 grand without knocking on a door, an external. Just shows that taking something going that way is awesome. Congrats, amazing job. Huge progress, and that momentum is going to carry you a long, long way. And the Entrepreneur of the Week goes to... It's going out west, Mr. Cody Bereza. Cody, congrats on an Entrepreneur of the Week there. Big win for you. Again, 11 plus grand booked, almost 9 grand in external. Great job there last week, Cody. Great to see the momentum. Congratulations. Keep it going, man. Push it. Keep going. So, happy birthdays, Justin Schneider, May 8th. Matt Tkach, May 15th. And Alexia, you're also on May 15th. Happy birthday. Congratulations on making it through another year. And again, I think everybody, momentum is the time of the year. It's May 11th. Everyone's stretched. Everyone's challenged. This is where you're learning. This is what it feels like right now. This is what it feels like to run a business in the busiest, crucial time of the year. But you're doing a lot of it with new teams. This is like breaking through the atmosphere right now. You're trying to push through. You got to just do your best. You got to hold it together and continue to create momentum so that you can kind of break through and push through that atmosphere and know that things happen within tasks, right? Like if marketing was going really easy or you're really moving along in the preseason, when you hit production, you might hit some friction. Just because you were struggling with marketing does not mean that you're going to be challenged with production. Building a team is going to be the most consistent way for you to be able to continue to push things forward and make results, because you're but just one woman, you're but just one man. Getting a good team together is going to allow you to have the capacity you need to keep going and understand that there's a lot going on right now. But if you're making progress right now, I know this is going to be like next year when things are a little more open. So that's a bit of a lean into something that we're going to drop this afternoon. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everyone's getting momentum. Make sure, momentum's always with you. It's either going with you or against you. So make sure you're doing things that are pushing it in the right direction for you. It's May 11th. It is time to go. Let's go, everybody. We'll talk soon.